Dear brothers, sisters, and children, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The first crime on earth, what was it? Who did it? Why? And what happened? In this episode, we will also explore the narrative of Adam and Eve's descent to earth, as recounted in Islamic belief. According to the narrative, their arrival on earth was a consequence of their disobedience to Allah, specifically their act of eating from the forbidden tree. The precise location of their descent remains uncertain. We will delve into the origins of life for the earliest inhabitants on Earth. It's important to note that there are no definitive accounts confirming whether Adam and Eve arrived on Earth simultaneously or at separate locations. A widely circulated tale suggests that Adam descended in what is now known as India, while Eve was sent to present-day Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Subsequently, they are said to have reunited in the region of Arafat or on the Mount Arafah. This reunion is believed to be the reason behind the mountain is named Arafat, which translates to know. However, it must be emphasized that these details lack verifiable sources and thus should be considered within the context of traditional stories rather than established facts. Remember, we intend to provide a thoughtful examination of these narratives and their significance in the broader context of human history. Anyways, Adam and Eve were the ancestors of a large family, having been blessed with 40 children. Eve conceived 20 times. Each delivery resulted in a pair of twins, one male and one female. According to what has been attributed by Ibn Abbas, Adam witnessed his lineage expand to 40,000 individuals over his lifetime. Among their children were Qabil or Cain and his twin sister, as well as Habil or Abel and his twin sister. It's described that Qabil possessed a more robust and assertive character, whereas Habil was known for his gentleness and kindness. The prevailing marriage law of the era dictated that a male would marry a female sibling, with the exception of his own twin. The narrative unfolds with Cain being designated to marry Abel's twin sister. However, a complication arose. Cain's twin sister was noted for her exceptional beauty, surpassing that of Abel's twin. This disparity led to Cain being consumed by jealousy, as he desired to marry his own twin sister instead of following the established tradition. Cain's protestations included assertions of his right to marry his twin, challenging the prohibition as he believed it to be a decree from Adam rather than a divine commandment. He also held feelings of resentment towards Adam, perceiving a parental bias in favor of Abel. In contrast, Abel accepted the marital arrangement without objection, satisfied with the dictation that had been made. To address this issue, Adam instructed his two sons to offer a sacrifice to Allah, with the understanding that the one whose sacrifice was accepted would be permitted to marry Qabil's sister. Qabil, who was a farmer, offered an inferior plant, while Habil, who was a shepherd, offered the finest sheep he possessed. Allah accepted Habil's offering but not Qabil's, which led to a severe escalation of the problem due to Qabil's terrible reaction. He resolved to murder his brother. In the face of his threat, Habil remained calm, kind, and virtuous. Confronting Habil, Qabil declared his intent to kill him. When Habil questioned as to why, Qabil confessed it was because his sacrifice was accepted by Allah, whereas Qabil's was not. Qabil held resentment toward Habil, not wanting him to marry his own beautiful twin sister, nor did he want to marry Habil's less attractive twin sister. Maybe Satan led Qabil to fear the people would regard his brother as superior and that Habil's offspring would brag about their father, while his own children would feel humiliated. However, Habil exhibited no fault and was not to be blamed. He was a devout servant to Allah and a devoted son to his father. In a tragic turn of events, Qabil carried out his heinous plan and he took the life of his brother Habil. Tale has it that while Habil lay asleep, Qabil struck him on the head with a stone, committing the first murder known to humanity. Lost and unsure, Qabil was burdened with his brother's body, which he carried for 40 days, wandering aimlessly. It's narrated by Ibn Abbas that a year passed in this manner until divine intervention came in the form of two crows. Qabil observed these birds in conflict, resulting in the death of one of them. The survivor then proceeded to dig a grave and bury its dead companion, demonstrating to Qabil the ritual act of burial. The heartbreaking lesson taught Qabil how to lay his brother to rest, marking the origin of a practice that honors the deceased. This narrative, as described in Surah Al-Ma'idah, serves as a reminder to the profound truths of this sad story. واتل عليهم نبأ ابني آدم بالحق إذ قربا قربانا فتقبل من أحدهما ولم يتقبل من الآخر قال لأقتلنك قال إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين. Tell them the truth about the story of Adam's two sons. Each of them offered a sacrifice, and he was accepted from one and not the other. One said, I will kill you, but the other said, God only accepts the sacrifice of those who are mindful of Him. لئن بسطت إلي يدك لتقتلني ما أنا بباسط يدي إليك لأقتلك إني أخاف الله رب العالمين. If you raise your hand to kill me, I will not raise mine to kill you. I fear God, the Lord of all worlds. إني أريد أن تبوء بإثمي وإثمك فتكون من أصحاب النار وذلك جزاء الظالمين. And I would rather you were burdened with my sins as well as yours and became an inhabitant of the fire. Such is the evildoer's compensation. فطوعت له نفسه قتل أخيه فقتله فأصبح من الخاسرين. But his soul prompted him to kill his brother. He killed him and he became one of the losers. فبعث الله غرابا يبحث في الأرض ليريه كيف يواري سوءة أخيه قال يا ويلتى أعجزت أن أكون مثل هذا الغراب فأواري سوءة أخي فأصبح من النادمين. Allah sent a raven to scratch up the ground and show him how to cover his brother's corpse, and he said, torment is to me. Could I not have been like this raven and covered up my brother's body? He became regretful. In the wake of his brother's death, Qabil, carrying the weight of his actions, moved to live far away. Accompanied by his twin sister, Qabil ventured far from the familiar grave of Adam and the family that once was. Their journey led them to a place that would come to be known as Aden, located within the ancient lands of Yemen. There, in an isolated valley, Qabil laid the foundations of a new lineage. It was in this cradle of solitude that his descendants flourished, carving out a legacy distinct from the mountain dwellers, the children of Adam. Adam, the father, remained in the mountains, his days stretching across nearly a millennium. When the hour of his departure from this world arrived, it was marked by a heavenly reverence. Angels descended from the heavens, their presence a testament to the life he had led. They performed ghusl, a sacred purification, and gently returned Adam to the earth from which he was formed. In this intense moment, the angels imparted the rites of burial to Adam's children, a tradition to honor the dead. This, they declared, is your way of burial. As seasons turned and the earth continued its eternal dance, Eve too completed her journey. A year after Adam's passing, she departed from the mortal sphere, her spirit reunited with her beloved, leaving behind a legacy of life, love, and enduring human spirit. Dear brothers, sisters, and children, this is the story of the first crime committed on earth by Adam's child. It's now the time to delve into the profound lessons and reminders that emerge from the story. First, control your anger. Anger is a storm that can uproot the foundations of our reason and humanity. It's a force that, if left unchecked, can drive us to actions that betray our divine values and principles. The story of Habil and Qabil teaches us a profound lesson about the strength of character. Habil, despite being the physically stronger of the two, chose restraint over retaliation. His strength was not a weapon to wield in anger, but a testament to his inner fortitude. Abdullah ibn Umar's words, "Wallahi, the murdered was the strongest," remind us that true strength lies not in the ability to dominate others, but in the power to control oneself. Habil's politeness, righteousness, and peace were not born of weakness, but were conscious choices made in the light of divine guidance. He feared not the confrontation with his brother, but the displeasure of Allah. His refusal to murder his own brother was not due to fear, but to a commitment to morality, ethics, and high conduct. In seeking Allah's satisfaction, Habil exemplified the ideal that our actions must be governed by God's law, not by momentary emotions. He understood that anger, when allowed to take the reins, can lead to irreversible consequences. Thus, he never permitted his anger to dictate his actions. The story highlights the importance of self-control and righteousness. It teaches us that the true measure of strength is found in the ability to remain composed under provocation and to act with integrity, even in the face of great personal challenges. For in conquering our anger, we honor not only ourselves, but also the divine principles that guide us. Second, always overcome jealousy. Jealousy, which is a spark that can ignite the darkest of actions, is a lesson deeply carved in the history of mankind. It's the root of a sin so profound that it led to the first sin among the children of Adam. The tale of Yusuf alayhi salam, for example, and his brothers further illustrates the destructive power of envy. It blinded 10 brothers to the point where they plotted against Yusuf, an innocent child, driven by the false belief that their father's love was unequally granted. The brothers' jealousy clouded their judgment, causing them to forget the ethics and the virtues accepted of a prophet's lineage. They failed to see that their actions born out of envy would not only harm Yusuf but also wound their father, Jacob alayhi salam, whose heart was thrilled with nothing but love for his children. This narrative serves as an expressive prompt that jealousy can lead even the most righteous astray. It can make us lose sight of our values, our family, and the love that blinds us. Dear all, jealousy brings no gain. It only sows seeds of dissonance and sorrow. Instead, we should strive to cultivate contentment and celebrate the success and the happiness of others as they were our own. By overcoming jealousy, we uphold the dignity of our relationships and honor the principles of compassion and empathy. We must remember that each individual's journey is unique, and rather than looking upon others with envy, we should focus on our own path with a heart full of gratitude and the spirit of generosity. At the end, it's not the love of others we must earn, but the peace within ourselves we must cherish. Dear all, next week, inshallah, we will explore the story of two righteous sons of Adam alayhi salam. We will explore the story of Sheeth and Idris alayhim salam. Join me every Friday at 5 p.m. Central Time for these insights. وسلام من الله عليكم ورحمته وبركاته.